Now, let's tell you that in the meantime, Nigeria's president, as we told you earlier, and the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, presided over the further signing of the Presidential Power Initiative agreement between Nigeria and Germany. And now to discuss this, we're being joined by Dr. Adedayo Kayode, who is a socio-political technocrat, and he will be expatiating more on this particular agreement. Dr. Kayode, it's nice to have you around.
Yes, good afternoon and happy Sunday.
So what do you think of this particular deal? What does it mean for Nigeria and Germany in terms of future political and social relations?
Yes, there's no doubt about it that with such a signature, it further strengthens the relationship, especially in terms of diplomacy between Nigeria and Germany. But my own bit of contention there is how sincere is our government as regards the signature of that kind of an agreement, because already there is a huge truth deficit between the people and the government, even bearing in mind all that transpired before this particular government is being installed as the government of Nigeria. So to a very large extent, yes, a particular agreement has been signed, but to what extent will that improve the life situation in Nigeria? Bearing in mind that even aside from this agreement, we have had series of agreements in the past. We also have series of projects in Nigeria as regards energy improvement within the country. But what have we seen? So for me, it's just one of those agreements that we have been having in the past, but could never come to fruition because of insincerity and deceitful tendencies of our government.
Dr. Kayode, this is a new administration in place, and we understand how those who might be skeptic might feel at this particular time. And we also know that this would improve Nigeria's economy and the lives of the people. So don't you think that it is important at this time to give the current administration a benefit of a doubt, knowing fully well that it's just about 6-7 months in power and it's trying as much as possible to do all it can to improve Nigeria's power generation and the overall economy?
And that is all we have been saying from the past till now. A new administration is just 6 months, it's just 7 months. And at the end of the day, it will get to that particular 4 years it's supposed to spend, and nothing will be done. It's a pity that we Nigerians, we have not been scientifically critical of our government. Rather, we have been looking at it from the purpose angle. That is, yes, don't worry. God will do it. God will do it. God will make them to change. But what concerns God in this? It concerns us as a people. Because that God we are even alluding to are giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to understand our past, our present, and what is likely to happen in the future. If you look at this government, if you look at this particular government, a lot of policies have been brought to limelight. But when you look at all those policies, they have been bringing more hardship to the people. So if we come from that angle, then for me, it's not about being skeptical. It's about being realistic based on what we have been having in the past and based on what has been happening to Nigerians within the past 8 months of this particular administration.
Okay, Dr. Kayode, we may need to be a bit optimistic about this and look at the positive sides. And having said that, this is going to be a multi-million-dollar deal that is to be signed between both countries. And in local parlance, they say that nothing goes for nothing. Now, if the government is sincere and is willing to also play its own part in bringing this particular deal into fruition, what do you think the Nigerian government would have to give in return? Because, of course, it wouldn't just be having to gain from Germany in terms of this deal, but then there will be some concrete agreements that will be signed between Nigeria and Germany, and this would involve some sort of recourse or something that Nigeria would have to also give back to Germany. What do you think that might be?
Yes, in the first instance, I am somebody who doesn't like living on false hopes. Because when you live on false hope and you keep on hoping, it can lead to devastating mental health. So I don't live on false hope. That's number one. Number two, when you're looking at what Nigeria is going to gain, what have we been gaining in the past? Or you want to talk about those in government, what they are going to gain? You remember the Sukuku loan deal? What are we able to gain from there? Despite all the humongous amount of money taken. Look at the series of money that have been borrowed in the past. What have we gained?
Dr. Kayode, like I said, we may need to be a bit optimistic. And what I'm most concerned in all that you've said is what needs to be done in terms of moving forward. You've highlighted a couple of challenges. You've talked about Nigeria's insincerity. You've talked about the lack in the zeal when it comes to implementing policies and all that. So let's move forward. What must Nigeria do as a government and as a people to see that deals like this, which could equally transform the Nigerian economy for the better, what must they do to see that this deal comes to birth and it sees positivity in Nigeria's economic space?
Yes, it's a two-edged sword now. One on the part of government and the second one on the part of the people. Between you and me, the government will do nothing to improve the living standard of the people. But the people, on the other hand, can do something to improve their own living standard by one, understanding all that are inherent in that agreement, just as the agreement with China on the transportation infrastructure the other time that was signed, and then some aspects of it were brought out at the National Assembly level. So let Nigerians also study this agreement. Look at what government is supposed to do. Look at how much Nigeria will be investing in such agreement, and then we stand up on government and ensure that government follows the agreement to letter without any form of deviation.
All right, Dr. Adedayo, Kayode
can stand up and then government scientifically we can't get to anywhere.
Okay, Dr. Adedayo Kayode, thank you so much for your contribution.